Good morning, everyone. My name is Rick Joseph. I am a 5th and 6th grade teacher from Birmingham, Michigan in suburban Detroit. I'm a National Board Certified teacher in the United States, and I'm active with the National Writing Project as well. And I've been fortunate enough to work with Pauline Roberts here for the last 4 years, and we quickly realized when we put our heads together that we needed to make sure that our kids had a reason for coming to school every day. And we wanted to make sure that what they engaged in transcended the educational buzzwords that we heard swirling all around us, things like rigor and relevance, and really connected to them. And the notion of rigor, of course, means that what the kids are doing is challenging and stimulating and engaging. And then, of course, relevance means that it's meaningful to them and that they can connect to it in ways that they care about and that they understand. And Yvonne has just spent a tremendous amount of given us tremendous examples of how relevance matters and the ways in which kids will desperately want to learn if they have a reason to do so. So when Pauline and I took a look around us in our suburban Detroit community, we realized there was a resource that's common to all of us, which we all need throughout the world. And of course, that's water, clean water, and access to clean water. So we began there, and we took a look at a number of projects which enabled our kids to become what we call eco-warriors and activists, not only for clean water in our local watershed, but for other projects in our community which impact the environment. And it enabled the kids to become directly active in promoting the health and welfare of their local environment.
As you can see, Rick and I, hello, I'm Pauline Roberts. We were really excited by Cyber Fair because it gave our students something authentic to do and to get out into the community and to really learn about the history of where they live and what's gone on in the watershed in the past. So they studied the history of the watershed and the consequences of the actions that people took in the past. They looked at the present, and then they considered the potential future of our watershed. And they thought about the preferred future that they would like to see for their watershed, and then came up with ideas of what they could do to make the preferred future happen. It wasn't a case of them sitting down and thinking, oh, the future is grim, the future could be wonderful, but what do we have to do? What can we do to make the preferred future happen? And they designed and implemented lots of different projects that they generated together in small groups. And one of their projects was they wanted to have carbon emissions reduced in their local watershed. This is a video that they made.
Here are some tips to help prevent global warming. Down while you're sleeping or awake during the day. Keep temperatures moderate at all times.
to promote awareness of what you can do to make your preferred future happen.
And so essentially, when our kids got involved with the opportunity to work with cyberschools.net, they realized that they could in fact make a difference in what happened in the school building itself, in the community, and then across the world. So we looked at the ways in which Chinese students in mainland China were working to improve the health of the Yellow River. We looked at the ways in which students in various countries throughout Europe were improving the quality of water in their communities, and the ways that they were fighting desperately to preserve and protect the quality of their water supplies. And what Pauline and I did was something that we, of course, wanted our kids to do, and that is we were a model of collaboration. So she and I worked together in ways that we had not before. I teach language arts and social studies, and Pauline teaches math and science. But we spent 8 weeks working together on this interdisciplinary unit, planning and then teaching both of us together, the two of us in the same room at the same time with all of our students. Sometimes they were in big groups, one big group of 54, other times they broke out into smaller groups. But we also left the school building. We did something that fewer and fewer schools are able to do recently, and that is we took field trips. Not all of them, all 54 children together at the same time necessarily, but sometimes a group of 10 children who would go to visit a landfill, or another small group of children who went to visit with an urban planner who works for the city of Detroit and talked about land use and the history of the way land was zoned and the way that impacts water quality in our community. We visited the world's largest green roof at the Ford Rouge plant in Dearborn, Michigan, and why that facility was designed and created the way that it was. And so kids began to see themselves beyond individual students sitting in a desk in a classroom. They began to see themselves as agents of change in their community, in our city, and in our country, and in our world, which of course was our intent. So they became exceptionally empowered, and empowered as eco-warriors. There was one video we were going to show as well, a conversation that one of our students had with our building principal. We received a lot of support from our building principal, and those of you who are in any kind of administrative capacity realize that oftentimes the sun rises and falls with the decisions of the administrator in any given building. And we were very fortunate to have tremendous support from our building principal, Adam Hartley. And so at all levels, we had a tremendous amount of collaboration. Of course, it started with Pauline and I, but from our students to our principal to our parent community, we were very, very fortunate in that way. So the video you're about to see shows one of our students who is entering 6th grade. His name is Josh, and Josh is having a conversation with our principal, Adam Hartley. One of the things that Pauline and I also did is we realized there's a great spiral effect, and that when we give the kids an idea, they oftentimes run with it and take it in directions that we never could have anticipated, and they give us a lot of ideas, and we oftentimes sit back and let them go with it very much in a constructivist way, which Yvonne mentioned, the way in which if we provide the right environment, and if we provide the right tools, and we trust the kids enough, then they, in many ways, will lead the way and they will teach us, which is, again, another way in which we create a collaborative community, which is very powerful for us.
Our topic was environmental awareness. We made a wiki. You can visit that wiki at riverwatershed.wiki.
That's Josh.
And we
can fix this in a second.
Very tech-savvy individual. There it is.
Hello, BCBS community. I am here with Josh Chapman. He's a 5th grader from our Joe 54. And we have some exciting news to tell you. Birmingham Covington was awarded the Platinum Award at this year's Cyber Fair, and I'm here to talk to Josh about that. Josh, how are you? Good. Good. I have some questions. Is it okay if I ask you?
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, what exactly is the Cyber Fair?
Cyber Fair is a worldwide competition. There's And we said like how we're being good stewards for our environment and helping our watershed.
Wow, so it's a worldwide competition. So it's been, and I understand we received the Platinum Award, and we were, I believe, we're the only school in the United States to receive that Platinum Award.
And then there was one other in Romania and the rest were in Asia.
Across Asia. Wow, that's awesome. Great job. So explain to us a little bit what your class did to participate in the cyber fair.
Like we made a wiki describing how we were being good stewards for our environment, and how we were keeping it green, and like we go to the Rouge twice a year on the 5-6, and we test the water quality, and we so we know what's in the water, and we look at the life in the water, and we test it so we know what we can do to help the water quality and make it better.
Great. What role did you play?
Like, so we sort of all work together,
Okay.
and we all made the wiki together, and we put in information, like we all put in information about it, and we, the 5th graders, we did a Siemens challenge, and we did something called the Energy Patrol, and we would go at 4:05, somebody every day, in every hall, for example, maybe someone would go to the 400 hall, turn off all the dock cams and the computers and the lights and stuff, so it would save energy, and the 5th graders and Gilbert's 54.
Yeah, and I want to thank Josh and his classmates for doing that, because actually, a couple of days ago, I just found out that we were the top 3 schools in Birmingham Public Schools that have saved energy this year. And that we can say that that was on our students. So great job with that. Going back to the cyber fair, this sounds like a lot of science. It's something you did during the science class. But it's not maybe your normal science lesson.
No.
Was this different from that, and how?
Yeah, it was really different because it was sort of like science and social studies mixed together, because maybe we learned about how we could help that, and that was the sciencey part. And then we learned about the geography and stuff and all the erosion, and maybe that was the social studies part. And yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So as a 5th grade student, I know you guys spent a lot of time. You went to the River Rouge, what was it, one time a month, I think?
No, twice a year.
Twice a year, okay. And so was this worthwhile for you? Is this something that you would want to participate again here at Covington?
Yeah, we actually just went to the River Rouge on May 19th. So,
Okay.
yeah, I thought this was a really good experience.
Great. Now, along with anything, there's always challenges. So let's end this interview with maybe the one challenge that you had. And if you had to do it all over again, how might we be able to turn that challenge into an opportunity?
Well, our challenges were we had to find the right information. We had to make sure that it was true. You couldn't go Google, Mrs. Roberts calls it GCP, Google copy pasting, and you say, oh, click on that, oop, that looks good, copy, paste. You can't just do that. You have to go make sure it's the right information, it's the right, and it sounds right, and it fits into the right category. And we had to make sure that it was very scripted, and everybody knew what we were doing. And we went on lots of field trips. We went on a field trip with there was a professor from UFS Dearborn, and he guided.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. You can watch more of Josh on YouTube.